Hello, this is Rev Dore speaking to you from Sarasota, Florida, teaching the science of mind, faith, philosophy, and way of life. Let's talk about the soul today. You know, I was raised in the science of mind teaching. The denomination is called religious science. So I was never inculcated with some of the denominational myths of old school Christianity. However, I do remember a Catholic friend of mine in the neighborhood describing the soul as a kidney-shaped thing that was lodged just to the right of the heart near the skin surface so it could easily escape when the body died. I asked where he got this vital information because I'd never heard it, and he replied, "Every Catholic knows that. The nuns tell us." Well, I didn't believe that one bit, so as I grew to manhood, I began to do some research on the concept of the soul in human religions. I found a thread of similarity through the religions I studied. It was agreed that the soul was immortal, that it did not die when the body did. It was agreed that it came from God and would return to spirit. But now things begin to get different from religion to religion. Some said that your soul lived on in the spiritual realm after you died, regardless of how you behaved or didn't behave here on earth. Others said, no, that's not the way it works. Your soul was either promoted to a place called heaven, where it lived in joy and idleness forever, floated around with wings and golden harps, or it was condemned to a horrible, dark, very hot, or cold, depending on your culture, place for all eternity with no hope of parole or release, depending on your behavior here on earth. This version seems to be the common idea of most Christianity. Even the Catholics, with their kidney-shaped soul, agreed on the heaven and hell part. Well, I asked myself, would any human father or mother condemn their child to eternal suffering in the most horrible place imaginable, no matter what their offense? The answer was no. So the next question had to be, if God is not as loving and wonderful as our own far from perfect parents, why do we need a God at all? If God be not better than the best of humanity, maybe we should discharge him or her immediately. We know how to be beastly without any tutelage or lessons from on high. Thank you very much. At this point in my search for the truth about the soul, I returned to my early teaching, the one I'd been raised in, picked up my copy of The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, which is called the textbook in religious science because it is the seminal work of all the many hundreds of books written by and about the science of mind teaching, or religious science, which is the name of the institutionalized, formalized philosophy. Reading the textbook again, I was reminded that divine law was the soul of God. The mind of God creates all that exists by first creating it in thought, then speaking his word into the law, which then makes it manifest in form. So you have the thought, the word, and the law. And that's how things are created. So the soul, in this cosmic sense, is the medium upon which the thought and word of God operates to create all that is. Okay, I understood that. But what about the human soul? Well, as above, so below. Things work about the same way down here they do up there, only on a very different scale. We do have souls, and they are immortal because they're made of energy, and energy may neither be created nor destroyed. It only changes in form and substance. Our soul is the eternal part of every human, which came from spirit into the body of the human fetus and was born in a human being. It has lived forever because it is a part of the Most High God, who is the first cause of all that exists or ever has existed. When the body dies, the soul is released from its bodily prison and heaves a sigh of relief and goes back to spirit, God, from which it came. We are individualized points of God in a human suit. We're here to experience and learn, which is how our souls grow all through eternity. Each of us is here to experience and learn certain things, but we have total free will about the details of how we shall experience this soul lesson. No one, not even God, meddles in the details of our life experience because free will is part of the lesson. An automaton or robot learns nothing. and experiences only that which is programmed in it. A free agent, a being with all the power of God on a much smaller scale, can create thousands of states of being or states of mind at will in order to better learn what it came to learn. With free will, imagination, and our intellect, we literally have the keys to both the earthly kingdom and the cosmic kingdom in our hands. But most of us are blissfully ignorant of this fact and sleepwalk through life asking a Superman in the sky who never existed to save us, give us what we need, and to help us. It is all given to us at birth, ladies and gentlemen, all we need to create heaven on earth, but so often we create our own tailor-made hell instead. We are responsible for what we make of our individual lives, and we are responsible collectively for our stewardship of our earthly home. It's time to wake up, folks, and realize who and what we are. Individual expressions of the divine mind, the ground of being, divine intelligence we call God. We are magnificent beings. Do you not know who you are? You are all gods. Greater things than I have done will you do also, if you believe. Jesus of Nazareth, the man we call the Christ, told us that. I wonder why we don't believe it. Until we speak again. And don't forget to pick up a copy of my new book, The Death of Religion, The Dawn of Spirituality. It's available on Amazon.com or on BG.com, which is short for BarnesandNoble.com, but just enter BG.com. Enter my name, Dore Patlian, Dorepatlian, and it'll come right up. Until we speak again, bye-bye.